Backstage at WWE Raw, tensions within the Bloodline reportedly reached a boiling point as Jey Uso made it unmistakably clear that he has a message for both his twin brother, Jey Uso, and the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. According to insiders, the atmosphere was thick with anticipation, nerves, and unspoken rivalry, as Jimmy, who has long been seen as one half of one of WWE's most dominant tag teams, decided it was time to assert himself. Not just as a loyal member of the family faction, but as a performer with his own voice, intentions, and agenda. This moment represents a fascinating turning point in the ongoing dynamics of the Bloodline, a faction that has dominated WWE storylines for years. The context: the Bloodline's inner workings. To fully understand the significance of Jimmy's backstage statement, it's important to consider the intricate relationships and history within the Bloodline. Roman Reigns has established himself as the undisputed leader of the faction, wielding authority, influence, and strategic foresight in every interaction. His leadership style is a complex mix of mentorship, intimidation, and calculated psychological manipulation. For years, he has guided not only the trajectory of his career but also the careers of his cousins, the Usos, ensuring that the faction remains dominant in WWE's landscape. Jey and Jimmy Uso, as twin brothers, have shared the spotlight as one of the most successful tag teams in modern wrestling history. However, the dynamics of the Bloodline often place the brothers in delicate situations, balancing loyalty to Roman with their own ambitions. Jimmy's decision to send a message backstage signals a critical juncture where personal agency, faction loyalty, and the pressures of performing under the weight of a dominant leader collide. Jimmy's backstage statement sources suggest that Jey Uso's message was both direct and loaded with intention. Unlike previous moments where tensions might have simmered quietly, this was a deliberate and strategic move. Jimmy reportedly approached both Jey and Roman in a way that emphasized self-assertion, expressing that, while he remains loyal to the Bloodline, he expects acknowledgement, respect, and consideration for his own career goals. Insiders report that Jimmy framed his message around themes of individual growth and recognition within the faction. He highlighted that while the Bloodline's dominance is a collective achievement, the contributions of each member must be valued and leveraged. WWE backstage sources indicate that this message was not just about ego. It was a strategic maneuver designed to ensure that his influence and presence are taken seriously, both in storyline terms and in real-life faction politics. Jey Uso, the twin dynamic. The implications of Jimmy's message for Jey Uso are significant. As his twin, Jey has often shared the spotlight with Jimmy, sometimes functioning as a tag team partner, other times serving as a loyal support for Roman's leadership. According to backstage observers, Jimmy's assertion may push Jey to evaluate his own role within the Bloodline. This could create an opportunity for the twins to either align more closely in a united front or develop subtle tensions that add layers of intrigue to their factional narrative. Backstage sources suggest that Jey listened intently to Jimmy's statements, with his reaction ranging from contemplative acknowledgement to visible concern over how this could impact the Bloodline's cohesion. WWE fans can expect that this dynamic may eventually translate into subtle on-screen storytelling, where loyalty, rivalry, and ambition intersect in compelling ways. Roman Reigns, leadership under pressure. Roman Reigns, as tribal chief, has historically managed such situations with a mix of authority and psychological control. According to insider reports, he took Jimmy's backstage statement seriously, but responded with measured confidence, emphasizing the importance of unity while reminding Jimmy of the responsibilities that come with being part of the faction. Roman reportedly framed his response to reinforce his dominance, while subtly challenging Jimmy to prove his loyalty not only in words but in performance and action. This interaction highlights Roman's leadership philosophy. He is a leader who expects both respect and results, pushing his family members to be at their best while maintaining the perception of absolute control. WWE creative teams often draw inspiration from these backstage dynamics to enhance storylines, and moments like this can lay the groundwork for future feuds, alliances, or shifts in power within the faction. Strategic implications for WWE Raw. The timing of Jimmy's message is particularly noteworthy. WWE Raw has been a hotbed of storylines, faction dynamics, and high-stakes competition. By asserting himself backstage, Jimmy potentially signals a shift in his character's trajectory, from loyal tag team specialist to a performer with independent ambitions that could intersect with ongoing rivalries, title pursuits, or faction conflicts. WWE insiders suggest that this could influence upcoming Raw segments, creating opportunities for both dramatic storytelling and high-intensity in-ring action. Jimmy's newfound emphasis on self-focus may manifest as subtle disobedience, solo ventures, or more pronounced storylines that test the boundaries of his loyalty to the bloodline. The psychology of backstage dynamics. What makes this moment even more compelling is the psychological interplay between Jimmy, Jey, and Roman. Wrestling factions are not just storytelling devices, they are living ecosystems where ambition, loyalty, and personality clash in both subtle and overt ways. Jimmy's decision to make his voice heard backstage demonstrates a growing awareness of his agency and importance within this ecosystem. Sources indicate that he carefully considered how to communicate his intentions without undermining Roman's leadership, striking a delicate balance between assertiveness and respect. This psychological tension is a goldmine for WWE creative, providing fertile ground for character development, plot twists, and emotionally charged matches. Fans may soon witness storylines that reflect this real-life dynamic, blurring the lines between backstage reality and on-screen fiction. What this means for the Bloodline's future. Jimmy Uso's backstage message could have long-term implications for the Bloodline. While Roman Reigns remains the undisputed leader, moments like these highlight the potential for internal friction, evolving hierarchies, and individual ambitions that could eventually lead to factional shifts. WWE has a history of integrating real backstage tensions into compelling narratives, and insiders suggest that Jimmy's assertion may be a precursor to storylines exploring loyalty, independence, and the struggle for recognition within the dominant faction.